Hello everyone, Adam here, product evangelist, working on behalf of Microsoft, sitting in this lovely setting. This is the studio that Samsung have kindly invited me down to here in the UK to take a look at their brand new computing range for 2021. Now, I've been able to take a look at their premium range, the Galaxy Book Pro and Pro 360, and as with all premium Windows 10 devices I've looked at, they are lovely, more than lovely, as expected. Weirdly though, I find myself more excited about a different kind of device, one that doesn't strictly sit in that premium spectrum. The device we are going to look at today, well, if I could describe it in one word based on my time with it, it would be surprising. Why is that? Let's find out. This is the Samsung Galaxy Book Go. The Galaxy Book Go is, by my account at least, Samsung's first dive into the Windows 10 entry space, presenting a device that is more affordable than their premium counterparts. It is powered by a Qualcomm ARM processor, which is a big part of my intrigue here. We will get to that. But first, disclaimers. This video will be an impressions / overview sort of video. I've had a couple hours to play around with it, but won't go into too much heavy detail on things like performance and that sort of stuff. I will be giving you as much information as I can about this device, and we'll also have a look at who it might be for. First things first, the build. The Galaxy Book Go has a very smart, clean finish. It's got this kind of slate look to it. I always like to rate devices on how they would look at a coffee table, and if they look alien, then you've got a problem. This device does not have that problem. It looks very smart indeed. It is very light at just 1.4 kilograms, and it's also very thin. We are looking at a ratio of 1 Galaxy Book Go to 1 regular-sized male finger, my finger, to be precise. The top of the device has the elegantly placed Samsung logo on the left side. The base of the device has a different feel to the top. The top is quite smooth, whereas the bottom feels like it's got a bit more grip to it, which is good considering you're going to be putting it down on tables all the time. It is also where you'll find your rubber feet and downward-facing speaker grills as well. Ports. We've got a modern selection of ports. On one side, we have a USB-C port, headphone jack, and room for expandable storage. On the other side, we have a USB-A port, another USB-C port, and also the SIM card tray, because this device does support LTE as well. We'll get into more of that a little bit later. Now, this design, Samsung have told me that it's called an aero shape design. Now, part of that, I believe, is that when we open it up, the screen pushes the base of the device upwards ever so slightly. Now, on other Windows 10 devices, that's normally to allow better airflow. Here, no need for airflow. We're on an ARM processor, so there is no fan. It does give you a slightly raised position, though, for typing, which is very, very nice. It also has a 180-degree rotating hinge. Look at that. That's cool. I like that. The screen, the Galaxy Book Go, has a 14-inch Full HD display. Now, despite not having your all-singing, all-dancing AMOLED displays like we get on the Galaxy Book Pro and the Pro 360, this still has a lovely look to it. For starters, it's very bright. It's actually the first thing I noticed about it. It's just a bright display. Pair that up with the matte finish to it, you get minimal reflections, making it easier to use in bright environments. Now, yes, the Galaxy Book Pro and Pro 360 are more vibrant and they have more options for any of you watching who are serious about color. But for where this device sits in Samsung's new range, where your typical user is mostly going to be using it for, say, emails, browsing, streaming, office work, that kind of stuff, this does the job nicely. The bezels are thin on the sides of the device. You do have a larger bezel at the bottom with the Samsung logo. Then at the top is where your webcam is. Speaking of webcams, the webcam is a 720p HD camera. This is a better webcam than I've seen on a lot of other premium devices, honestly. So for your video calls, you're set. The microphone, it's not dual array, but it does sound surprisingly good for what it is, really good for what it is. So whether that's on Teams or Skype or whatever you need to use it for, you'll be more than happy. Your keyboard has nice spacing, it's nice and wide, you've got a row of function keys at the top. One of my favorites is actually F11. So remember when I said about that 180-degree hinge? You might have thought, why would I use that? Okay, so picture the scenario. You're sitting opposite someone. It could be a friend, could be a colleague, whatever. Oh, I want to show you something. You press that key, the screen then flips round, and you can put the screen flat, and then your friend or colleague, whoever's opposite you, can now see what you're looking at without you having to turn the laptop round. That's damn cool. I love that. You have a nice wired touchpad, good for your gestures, and it's got a nice clickiness to it as well. I do love good clickiness. So that's the body, but the real talking point for me is what this device is powered by. So let's get to it. The Samsung Galaxy Book Go that we have here today, and will be the one available in the UK, is powered by a Qualcomm 7C processor with 4GB RAM plus 128GB of UFS storage. Now, the talking point for me is the Qualcomm chip itself. I have seen Qualcomm chips in Windows 10 devices before, but they have been very premium devices. This is the first one I've seen which sits in the Windows 10 entry space and has a Qualcomm chip. Now, these are ARM processors. If you don't know what that is, an ARM processor is what you typically have in your smartphone. They are very different to your traditional computing processors, as they do a lot more than just the processor stuff, which is why you can have them in such small smartphones in your pocket. In any case, what does that mean to you and me? So we have claims here that the Qualcomm chip in here is 20% more efficient than Intel Celeron chips that we see today. Now that is great, but what does that mean in real terms? Now I've got to spend about an hour or two with this, and I'm going to use that word again. This is surprising. I'm surprised by how quickly it moves around Windows 10. I'm opening up Office apps, I'm snapping them side by side, I've got my browser open. It feels great. Keep in mind, this class of device is for those who need a device that is great for streaming, browsing, emails, some office work from time to time. We aren't looking at mega powerful, demanding operations here. I just want a device that can open all this stuff, open it fast, and just does the job. Now, this is just the first impressions. I can't give you a performance breakdown, but so far, so good. Another important thing to mention is previously a Qualcomm-powered Windows 10 device could run applications designed for ARM, so like Office and the Edge browser as an example, and then it would use emulation to run 32-bit applications. Previously, it couldn't run 64-bit applications, but now it can. Again, brand new device in front of me. I haven't had a chance to strictly try that out and really see where the progress is, but overall, that is great progress in this area of Windows 10 computing. So as far as other aspects of the user experience go, you will have the same array of Samsung applications that come with other models in the range, including the ability to wirelessly connect to a Galaxy Tab. Beyond that, there isn't really a lot else I can show you right now. This device is simply too new at the time of this recording for me to have enough hands-on time with it to show you absolutely everything I'd like to show. With that said though, the time I have spent with it gives me a good idea of who would want and why you'd want a device like this. I said at the beginning of this video that the Samsung Galaxy Book Go is surprising. I'm surprised by the solid feel. I'm surprised by how light it is. I'm surprised by the quality of that webcam. I'm surprised by how easy it is to move around Windows 10. This Galaxy Book Go is surprising. It's the entry into Samsung's new range of Galaxy Books, and if you're in the market for something that gets you online, is good for browsing, streaming, bit of Office stuff, your emails, video calls, but you can't see yourself going for the most premium in the range, this is potentially a great option. You've got the LTE support too as well for traveling around, so whether this is to be used as a family device or just running Word documents and emails for work, on the train, in a hotel, wherever, again, this is potentially a great option. This is the first Windows 10 device in some time in this price bracket that genuinely has me excited for what it could be. As I say, it's surprising. Anyway, that is the Samsung Galaxy Book Go, my first look at the device. Hope you enjoyed it. See you around.